Like this video and subscribe to the channel right now, and get 1 week of amazing luck. Bodybuilding is rich in history and is still popular today. The biggest difference between then and now is the level of competitiveness. Trying to gain any advantage is necessary in order to compete in the current bodybuilding environment, leading many to explore alternative approaches such as hormone supplements, steroids, or excessive diuretics. Sometimes this exploration leads to major issues including death. Here are bodybuilders that went too far trying to create, in their minds, the perfect body. In this video we will talk about 10 bodybuilders that went way too far. Number 10. Andreas Munzer. People use steroids to make themselves appear larger and gain the respect of other bodybuilders. However, they aren't the only supplement on the market that makes you feel like you belong. To develop muscular definition, bodybuilders commonly use diuretics, which dry the body totally. This supplement has the effect of shrinking the skin and tissues on the body's surface. It transforms men into colossi and reveals their anatomy. Andreas Munzer followed this method but went one step farther by losing all of his body fat. This resulted in muscle definition that had never been seen before. Despite the fact that his size helped him win numerous tournaments, it also contributed to his collapse. His organs began to fail as a result of his continual exposure to harmful substances and an improper diet. After he complained of acute stomach pain, he was taken to the hospital. Multiple organ failures ensued, eventually leading to death. His enormous heart, which was double its normal size, was even more sad. Number 9. Chad Brothers. It doesn't matter how hard you try to combine exercise and drugs, they never come together. There would always be a negative effect on the body due to a counter-interaction. The Chad brothers were working out at Gold's Gym in the Colony, New York when they fell off an elliptical machine. Their first response was to go on a rampage, smashing gym and workplace equipment. They even attacked other clients, and when police came at the gym, they used a taser to subdue the lads. When one of them was about to be handcuffed, he seized the taser and fought back. He was tossed twice more as the fight progressed. He was apprehended and cuffed thanks to the intervention of 6 additional officers. When he was taken to the hospital, it was later discovered that he had PCP and steroids in his system. Number 8. Dean Warmby. Dean Warmby was an English bodybuilder who used steroids for the majority of his life. With almost 240 pounds of muscle, he had an outstanding figure. It didn't take long for the consequences of his decisions to become apparent. He was diagnosed with liver tumors in 2010, and by the time he died in 2015, he had transformed from a muscle monster to a bedbound warrior. After his death, an investigation indicated that steroids and other medicines he used to stay big were the main cause of his death. Charlotte, his partner, told the press that she thought he used steroids since his muscles were so large, but that he stopped taking them when they were discovered. When he fell ill, he stopped taking steroids and resorted to natural methods to restore his health. Before he died, he took nearly 200 natural remedy capsules daily. These natural remedies may have worked if he had quit early when the liver wasn't damaged. Number 7. Ruben Arzu. Ruben Arzu, a 300-pound bodybuilder from Colton, California, was arrested. When they discovered him sitting naked, they claimed he was under the effects of steroids and had other narcotics on him. He'd just gotten home from a party, but instead of going inside, he sat on the porch of a couple. The couple was concerned for his safety and attempted to contact the authorities. The individual they were attempting to assist was met with quick opposition and attack. They suffered serious injuries as a result of the incident. The woman was pushed around by the madman and sustained facial injuries, while the male received significant brain trauma from the beating. When police arrived at the scene, it took the intervention of 4 officers with stun guns and 4 sets of handcuffs to restrain Arzu. If it was only alcohol he took that night or had been taking along, his reaction wouldn't have been this violent. He was arrested and charged with attempted homicide. Number 6. Greg Kovacs. Greg Kovacs hails from Niagara Falls in Canada. He's a professional bodybuilder of remarkable dimensions. He was well over 6 feet tall and weighed around 330 pounds for competitions and 400 pounds off-season. His arms measured 25 inches while his chest was 70 inches and his legs a massive 35 inches. He reportedly developed over 27-inch arms in the prime of his career. In June 1997 he appeared on the cover of Flex magazine, and like most people on this list, he was big on hormone, steroids and a few other things that helped him gain weight. He dominated his competitors and made them look like children. This made his victories at competitions a walk in the park. Like Trevor Smith, he was responsible for his health, and the high doses of drugs and extra weight did his health no good. He died from a heart attack in 2013 at age 44. Number 5. Trevor Smith. Trevor Smith is a writer and musician. Trevor Smith has no desire to compete in a professional sport. He was, nonetheless, well known in the bodybuilding community. Rather than competing for prizes on stage with his fellow muscular guys, he chose to publish articles, coach, and manage his own bodybuilding company, Nuclear Nutrition. He went so far as to develop a program called Beauty Failure Training. Apart from all of his other accomplishments, he was noted for being excessively large. Trevor was 6.1 feet tall and weighed more than 400 pounds. Regrettably, he did not follow the proper procedures in order to reach that level of success. He not only overtrained, but he also utilized steroids to increase his size artificially. All the extra weight had ripple effects on his internal organs. This meant that he was unknowingly putting pressure on his internal heart. He died in 2004 after suffering a heart attack. Number 4. Sally McNeil. Sally McNeil was not a particularly talented bodybuilder. During her time in the Marines, she won several armed services physique championships. Despite her use of steroids, she did not win any medals. This didn't exclude her from the usual adverse effects that would have occurred in her situation. They were so terrible that on Valentine's Day in 1995, she shot and killed her spouse, a fellow bodybuilder. Her counsel claimed during her trial that she was a victim of domestic abuse who killed her spouse in self-defense. Her late husband's defense, on the other hand, had a stronger case. They were able to show the judge that she had a history of hostility and violent outbursts dating back to her former marriage. They cited instances of her attacking innocent people, assaulting a police officer, and attacking a helpless spectator. Testing showed she had steroids in her system. She was later sentenced to 19 years in prison for second-degree murder. Number 3. Greg Valentino. Greg Valentino was known for having the biggest arms of the most despised individuals in the bodybuilding world. He didn't try to build up his entire physique like most professional bunkers. Instead, he concentrated on his arms. He wasn't content with his results, despite the fact that he gained weight by exercising naturally. He wanted more from the sport, so he started using steroids and testosterone, which caused his arms to expand to a monstrous 27 inches. He was ecstatic at how quickly his arms grew in size. This gave Valentino the urge to keep going, and he got carried away with injecting steroids, forgetting to change his needles. He didn't sterilize the needles and kept reusing them. This, along with being charged with a crime, is a recipe for disaster. This negligence, along with getting hit with a baseball bat, caused an abscess in his arms. Rather than seek professional medical care, he chose to handle this wound himself. When he didn't achieve any success in treating himself, he went to the hospital where the doctor cut his arms open to clean out the abscess. Luckily, all this did was cause a large scar on his bicep. Before we move on, I've got a little challenge for you that'll take me 5 seconds to complete. So here's the deal: you just leave a like on this video, smash that subscribes button and hit the notification bell, and you'll get 15 years of amazing luck. Try it, it really works. Number 2. Romario dos Santos Alves. Romario dos Santos Alves may be described as a bodybuilder, yet he did not build anything. This is due to the fact that he did not devote enough time to exercising heavyweight and drinking protein drinks. Rather, he injects synthol, a specific oil that artificially enlarges muscles, into his muscles. As you can see, his obsession with huge muscles cost him his health. Alves's addiction was causing him pain because the poisons in the oils were threatening his kidneys. Regardless of the drawbacks, he continued to inject himself until conventional needles could no longer pierce his muscles. Instead of quitting, he bought veterinary needles similar to those used on bulls and kept on. Eventually, his muscles became too hard and the pain was unbearable. The doctors warned that the only option left was amputation of his arms. Luckily for him, he didn't reach the point of no return before he had a change of mind about his addiction. Number 1. Mustafa Ismail. Mustafa Ismail is an Egyptian bodybuilder who follows in Greg Valentino's footsteps by focusing solely on the arms. He was determined to set a new world record and was successful. His biceps were approximately 31 inches long, making them the world's largest at the time. Because he cheated, his record was deleted from the Guinness Book of World Records after an inquiry revealed that he employed other artificial ways to achieve this size. He's rumored to be a devotee of synthetic lubricants that bulk up his biceps unnaturally. Even though he denies it, it's difficult not to trust what others say.